Land, Mr. Dave here, live on the top of my hill, kicking it on a Sunday afternoon. Hope you're having a chill day wherever you are as well. And, I just sit around up here on the top of my hill sometimes and take it easy and just sort of sit and quietly reflect on stuff and life and where things are at. And God brings ideas into my little melon to maybe bring up, talk about. And so, as my title indicates, I want to talk a little bit about freedom. And that's usually been associated with this notion of this little country called America, and other countries as well, of course. And so, there's all different ways to look at that, I would suspect one could say. But in this case, I want to talk about our personal freedom. And that has to do with where we want to go, who we want to go there with, wherever that might be, and what it is we want to do with our lives. And I want to look at it in terms of our choices that we make for our employment and what we do. I'm working on a little book I'm going to be putting out here in a little bit, and probably a little course to go with it. I'm pretty solid on too, and that has to do with being your own boss and being able to have the freedom to live your life the way you want to live it, and to be able to make those choices and have that control and be able to make those decisions on where you go, when you go there, what it is you do. And I can just tell you from my own experience, I've owned my own business and been running my own show, you might say, for many decades, 30, 40 years, I guess it is now. First job was a laborer for hourly wage right out of high school. And I quickly discovered I don't want to do that forever. It was hard work, piling lumber for a construction company. And it was minimum wage back in the day. I think I looked at an old receipt and it was $3.25 an hour, I think it was back then. And and so I worked for somebody. I was an employee, and I worked for a clay company making potter's clay, or pottery and ceramic clay, the kind of stuff you use to throw pots and to make things in ceramics. You fire those things in kilns with glazes and make beautiful stuff. And I was also a potter. I did that as well myself as a hobby. My dad bought me a Lockerbie electric kick wheel when I was 18. One of the best presents I ever got from my pops, and got pretty good at doing pottery, and I really enjoyed that, the solitude, the creativity that went along with that. And again, I was an employee, and I did a number of things like that, cleaning my dad's office. My dad had an office there when I was even younger. I think I got a set rate for that, I guess. I think I was 14, 12, 15, somewhere in there. But the longest I worked as an employee was as a dental technician, and I made teeth. So I did replacements for people's teeth that got chipped or broken or needed to be repaired or replaced. Did that for 13 and a half years. But all the while I was doing that, in my early 20s and into my early 30s, I kept exploring things that I just like to do, my hobbies, my interests: snow skiing, underwater photography. And after that, I got into some other businesses that were successful. Photography, I spent $25 for a business license here in San Diego, and $20 for 500 business cards. That was it. $25 or $20 for 500 business cards. I made the little card logos myself, D. Henderson Photography, and a phone number. And so I was taking pictures, did some weddings, and did that sort of thing. So I was, at that point, my own boss. I was the owner of my little enterprise, D. Henderson Photography. And it was kind of cool being my own boss. No one could fire me except me by doing a lousy job, having people not want to hire me anymore. And so I did that for a while. Got into underwater photography, did that also. That was a business. So the cost of my underwater photography equipment was an expense. My scuba gear, I sold photographs, underwater photographs that I had taken. Also did beach cruises on my bike, and really enjoyed the sunsets, taking pictures of God's creation and the beautiful sunsets that we have down here in San Diego. Got to keep my stogie going here. So that was again my first sort of sole proprietor business that I had as a photographer, and so I just loved doing that. So while I was a dental technician, I kept doing that, paying the bills, had an apartment, had a car, had a garage, a little one-car garage that you got with the apartment. And so I was I was the boss of my applesauce when it came to the photography thing, and I made a couple $1,000 per year and more. And so I kept pursuing that. But again, while I was a dental technician, I kept trying to discover what I want to do when I grow up. And what I was discovering is there's a freedom that comes with owning your own business, running your own show. And it was cool because I was doing something that I love to do. So what do you love to do? Do you love doing what you're doing for a living? Are you digging the job that you go to every Monday or whenever it is? Is it something you like to do? Is it something you love to do? And I didn't want to keep doing something I didn't love doing. Well, as a dental technician, I enjoyed the creativity with that, the regular paycheck. I was working for my uncle in a little lab in the back of his dental practice. So it was a safe environment, family, and they were really nice to me. They were very patient with me when I was my young dysfunctional self in my 20s, and gave me a lot of leeway. So when I was late coming to work or something, they were pretty nice. They did talk to me about it, but they were very forgiving and very patient with me. I was frustrated in life for a lot of reasons, but like all of us, we have our dysfunctional baggage that we seem to come into life with and carry forth into our futures. And those patterns can end up disrupting our successes and stuff. And you want to work through those and find a way to sort of solve your gremlins and the little parts of us that get in the way of our success. But I kept doing that, kept working on that, working on myself. The photography thing was going on, scuba diving, going on scuba trips, taking photographs. Even went to Europe, was the official photographer for a tour that we went to Europe on. So that trip, of course, was an expense, and I got to see Europe in 9 countries, 29 days. Took pictures and sold them to all the folks on the trip, and that was awesome. And I started to learn, when you own your own business, you can expense things out. You can take write-offs because as a business, you need to do that because it's the cost of doing business. There's marketing, there's the product that you maybe are making or producing, and you have to pay for that. And back when I learned photography, you had to buy film, 24 to 36 pictures in a roll, take the pictures, hope you developed them properly, take them to the pharmacy or the store, get them developed. And it was like, I think it was maybe 13, what was it? I think it was maybe $6 for 24 rolls and maybe $9 for 36 rolls of Kodak slide or print film. And so it was a long time learning. You have to pay for it. Nowadays with a digital camera, you can take a million pictures and delete the ones that suck, and your learning curve is way higher. So all you guys out there playing with your camera phones, you really have a great power there. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, there was expenses there that needed to be taken. And so those were things that I could write off on my income. So there's a huge benefit from owning your own business. Huge. I tell everybody, own your own business if you can figure out a way, because then you get the opportunity to write things off. And it's all legal. It's all part of how the structure is of the tax code and all that. And you want to follow the rules, of course. And but you get freedom when you are the master of your destiny. You are running your show the way you want to run it. The marketplace will dictate how far you go. And so You want to provide a good product. You want to provide a good service. You want to bless people, give them something they want, love, or need. And if you do that well, your business can grow and thrive. So as a dental technician, I kept just trying to work on what I want to do when I grow up. One day I ran into some folks. I was selling pictures down at the pier here in San Diego. I rented a little spot on the pier for $100 a month every week, and I'd take my photographs down there and I'd put up a little stand and sell them to tourists and people that were walking by. But I noticed a giant pile of sand that was down there, and it ended up being the whole new career that I launched into, and eventually left being a dental tech to do full time. That was being a sand sculptor, professional full-time sand sculptor. I learned how to do sales for a company that I was working with, and began traveling all over the country at one point, being a sand sculptor and making stuff. At one point I realized, I've learned the sales part of this thing. I've learned how to manage projects, build them, staff them, get the crew together, manage airline tickets, lodging, logistics, lumber yards, equipment rental places, labor services, all put together to make a sand sculpture for a fair, festival, shopping mall, theme party, special events. And the prices you could get for doing this sort of thing were way different than being a dental technician. I ended up doing jobs where I'd see checks that I'd never seen in my life. I'd never seen a check for $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000. And when you manage the jobs right, you end up with a net profit. It's called your margin. You better do it right because you're not a charity unless you want to do it as a charity. But the idea is to learn how to do things that you love to do and turn them into a business. The freedom you get from owning your own company is incredible. No one tells you when to get to a job. No one tells you when you got to go home. So you are the boss of your applesauce. The freedom you get from owning your own company is unbelievable. I'm going to be talking about that in the book that I'm going to be putting out shortly. And so you're welcome to grab a hold of that. I'll advertise it on a video or something coming up. But I got to tell you, when it comes to having your own freedoms and your own opportunities, having your own business is the way to go. I don't care what you're doing. You can turn that into a business as a consultant, an educator, someone who has knowledge about what it is you are doing right now. You can set up an online business doing that now easier than ever. If you Google it, and you'll find a million videos on how to do this sort of thing. The more content, the more information that you can study, listen to, watch the people who have done this sort of thing, the better. Podcasts, YouTube channels, online stores where you're selling products and stuff. It's absolutely unbelievable how much you can do and how much freedom you can create for yourself when you own your own business. So as a sand sculptor, I was doing that. I stopped doing dental technology, I believe it was in 1993. After that, because my son was getting older and I didn't want to travel so much, I'd never done it before. Didn't know anything about making ponds or, anything. I found out you can make rubber liner ponds with real rocks super easy. So I ended up learning about that. I learned about the systems that are out there that existed. You buy a little kit and you set it up, you fill up the pond, and you follow a little protocol. Super easy. So I started doing water features with rubber liners, EPDM liners, 45 mil thick, and with skimmers that would filter the water just like swimming pools do. And they go through biofalls or filter falls that actually creates the place where good bacteria can colonize, and it takes care of water clarity, keeping the water quality good for your fish and that sort of thing in your water plants. So it's absolutely amazing having no knowledge whatsoever in how to make a waterfall or a pond or any of that stuff. I figured it out, and it's not that hard. It wasn't that hard at all. So I'm telling you, again, freedom. Making your own way, making your decisions about where you want to go, how fast you want to go there, how hard you want to work. You decide. You're the boss of the applesauce, all right? So I went in and started doing that. And then one of the guys I was working, I ran across a fellow that asked me to do some fake rocks. I didn't know how to make fake rocks. I'd never done it before. And there wasn't that much stuff out there. There was some course you could take and fly to some city and it would be like $4,500 or $5,500, and I didn't have that kind of money. So I just dinked around and experimented at my house, in my backyard, making stuff, doing stuff. Anyway, I started to learn how to make fake rocks, and common sense, logic, reason, rational thinking. I mean, I'm not a genius at all, but I managed to figure out how to make artificial rocks in a way that was pretty good, and I've continued to try to get better. You never stop learning, you never stop growing. But I've been the owner of Henderson Sculptural Arts Inc. for, I don't know, 25 years now, for a long time. And we make artificial rock waterfalls. We fix them, we recolor them, we build them from scratch. I never knew how to do this before, and just sort of dinking around and playing around. Now there's all kinds of trainings out there in that particular field. As some of you know who've checked out some of my for sale and free stuff at davehenderson.podia.com. There's tons of free stuff there. I just like doing it. It's fun. Do what you love, and you can even make a living at it. You can make money at it. And so I just want you to know, freedom comes from owning your own business. It can become it can bear on you, because there's a responsibility there. But you're the one making the decisions. You're defining how you're going to run your business, who you're going to run it with, who your customers are, what is it that you're doing, what is it that you're trying to provide. You want to do something that people like, want, need, and even love, ideally. But almost anything you are doing out there right now, you can turn into a business, get the tax benefits. I heard some video somewhere, someone said, if you get incorporated with your own business, you now have access to 81,000 deductions. So I don't know if that's true or not. I just heard it on one of the many videos out there that I ran across. I'm telling you, you can be free from your boss, and you're working. Go being your own boss. It's a beautiful thing. I can't get fired unless I do a bad job. So I don't want to do a bad job, but I like what I'm doing, and I like helping people out. Under promise, over deliver is a good strategy. Always give your clients, your customers, more than what they expect, and people will hire you, and you'll get more work, and you can grow it, and you can scale it up. So I just want to let you guys know, you can have freedom from a bad situation at work, freedom from never having enough money. You can work through those challenges. You can get better. You can start your own business where you're making money doing something you love. It's a beautiful thing, and I've been doing it for decades. So, and what's cool is when you're on your own business, you're running your own show. Say you want to pivot and do something else. I started in sand sculpture, and then I didn't want to travel so much. So I set up my jobs as a sand sculpting company so that I had time to do other stuff. Get it? I'm the boss. So I set the schedule up to allow me to study and learn the faux rock industry, how to make artificial rocks, how to make things with my hands, a little bit of thought and consideration and thinking, and some understanding of, what are we doing? How do we do it? With rebar, simple stuff, rebar, chicken wire, concrete, mortar mix, some colorants, and some paint. Bingo. Millions of dollars has been generated by my two businesses. Sand sculpture has done multiple millions in grosses, and has my fake rock business as well. I'm fortunate. I think I'm lucky. I think I'm blessed. But I'm telling you, you think these through, you help out folks with their situation, you help them get what they need, you fix something, a problem they have, and you will be in business, and you'll be blessing others, and they will bless you. So I'm telling you, freedom can come from owning your own business. You want to do it in a way that blesses others. And like everything, it can turn into a prison if you don't run it right, and you don't keep balance. So you want to have God in the picture. God helps you stay in balance. God helps you stay on point. You're not supposed to do this all by your own little figuring it out. Your own little melon ain't big enough, especially in these crazy times. There's opportunities all the time, every day. Even though it seems like the doors are closing, the clouds are coming in, there's always an opportunity to help people in some way. And you want to have that spirit of servanthood and help them out. So Mr. Dave here, just a live rambling here, coming up on 20 minutes. Thanks for listening. If you do want to learn how I make the fake rock stuff, you can go to davehenderson.podia.com again. I'm going to be putting a new book up here in a little while. I'm working on it now. Could be a few more weeks. And it's going to talk about how specifically I managed to start businesses with no knowledge whatsoever of what the business was to multiple millions of dollars in gross sales for both of those, the sand sculpture and the faux rock work. You can do it. And then when you add in the online business opportunities where you can set up a business where you're a consultant, you're just sharing the knowledge you have, and you have specific knowledge that only you have experienced your own life. You know stuff that you know because you've lived your life. You walk down that path of your own journey. You can share that. You can help others. You can help them with addictions. And if that's been part of your journey, you can help them with any kind of problem they have in life. You can help them and bless them. And we need help out there. And it's a great thing to help others, especially when that can benefit you as well. It's always good to be a servant. The Bible talks about it's better to serve better to give than receive. And I think that's true. So anyway, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching on the rewind here, no doubt. And if you have any questions, send me a message or something. Let me know what you're thinking. And don't be afraid to take a risk. And you can do it while you're doing your job every day. You can start learning and growing, start a podcast. You can do stuff. Little YouTube channel. You can set up a YouTube channel for free. I wrote my books on a platform called Canva, C-A-N-V-A, free. I wrote my first ebook free on that. That ebook has made me thousands of dollars. It's astonishing. So there's stuff out there that is a great tool and a great access point for your new business, your new online business. But if you want to make stuff with your hands, that's what I did. And my book coming out will talk to you about that. But anyway, main thing is be of good cheer, hang in there. There's opportunities every day, everywhere. You just got to open your eyes and keep thoughts on the positive track and let those doubts, just set them on the shelf for now and look at what opportunities there might be and how you can help somebody. All right, you guys, have a great day and God bless you. We will see you next time when I'm sitting in my chair on the hill or on the rock pile. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.